Hi, everybody. Welcome to Real Views. Quickly, before we go on, I'll quickly tell you a little bit about Real Views and what it's about. It's simply a platform where we discuss everyday issues and questions that arise, where also at the same time we network and interact and build each other up. It is important to know that where we have very open discussions on any topic. Now, it is non-judgmental, which means that we don't judge your opinion, we don't judge your views. We're just here to have a pub or beer parlor conversation, if you like, where we express our views, opinions. You're not judged, and there's respect for everybody. And so, which means that we show respect for each other's views and opinions. And if you disagree, you can disagree respectfully without using bad language or derogatory terms or abusive language. Okay, I've also said before, participation simply means waiving your rights to anonymity, and also privacy. So I'm going to start by something came up this week. We're talking about relationships and who is the prize. And someone said to someone that said, the lady said, well, I think the woman is the prize. And I said, well, okay, that's granted. But as the prize, what do you bring to the table? And she said, well, I bring love and companionship. And I said, well, you can get that from a dog. Get a dog if you want love and companionship. And so I'm going to throw the question open there. I'm going to start with Chiza, but Chiza, now we've had this talk before as well. In LTRs are long-term relationships or marriages. Who do you think, or those pre-LTRs, pre-relationship, pre-marriages, who do you think is the prize? Well, this is in a heterosexual relationship now, okay? I'm saying in a heterosexual relationship between a man and a woman. Who do you think is the prize? Do you think it's the man or the woman, and why? Why do you think that?
Well, I'm going to be more inclined towards one particular opinion between gender, but there's also another, how do I call it, another summary to this whole topic, in the sense that it doesn't really have to be who is the prize, but maybe the relationship should be the prize. The relationship in question should be the prize. But why I would say the woman is the prize is the person who told you companionship and love. Yeah, that comes, and it comes both ways. And I also think that there's a lot more to relationships than actually companionship and love. I remember I've said that one of the basic reasons why people come together as man and wife, apart from all the should I call it filtered norms or the civilization, I'll put it in that way, that we experience today. But the initial reason why people come in as man and wife was for procreation. And without those two partners,
I have an explanation for that, but we'll come to that. We'll come back. We'll come back. Go on.
So yeah. So without the woman, so basically without the woman having to help in the procreation process, not really help. Have that process, bear the child and all whatnot. Then there'll be really, no need for.
Interesting. Okay.
You understand? And also, I think one of the reasons that clearly shows you that the woman is the prize is because you men, you do your thing. You finish from school, hustle to make money. You hustle every day, and you come and you toast the woman. You actually go and woo the woman. So you do all this to make yourself look very impressive, and you are doing all that to basically impress the woman, to be honest, because you want her to see you as somebody who is worth, going into that relationship journey with, or however the case may be. So if the woman wasn't really the prize, would you be bothering with all that, for lack of a better word, to do? So in that aspect, that's where I come in to say, okay, yeah, the woman would be the prize in this situation. Like, the woman is the prize, put it that way, because you're doing all this to attract this woman into your life, and she has to do all that changing of name and everything just to come to be with you, to procreate, because women actually want kids. Do you understand? But the men really need kids. for longevity, you know, their name, all that whatnot that follows. So there's a whole lot of things that shows.
Great, Chizaba. Thank you. Emmanuel, I see that you were trying to say something.
Yeah.
No,
Emmanuel.
Actually, I was wondering, I wanted to ask just to contribute to the discussion in terms of when we are talking about prize, one thing that comes to mind is, are we talking about trophy? Is it a trophy?
Pretty much, yes. That's in this situation, that's what we're talking about. That's why we're using the word Prize, prize, as a trophy, as in a trophy. Yeah, who's winning who? Who is winning what?
Yeah, but from my perspective, like when we are talking about what is the trophy, are we talking from the African perspective or from the Western perspective or from the
argument? It depends. So if you were to argue, you could say, if I'm talking from, from say our African perspective, this is my opinion, and then you could also argue from both sides, but you just make your perspective clear.
Yeah, because then my question would be to Chizoba. Like Chizoba said that the woman is the prize. Then the whole idea, what I now get is that she's talking from an African perspective, whereby patriarchalism and it's also the order of the day. So my question to Chizoba would be, how can this kind of trophy, of the so-called trophy, be deconstructed in such a way that the woman could, in such a way that it will not be the man being the prize or the woman being the prize, to be relationship being the prize. So how can we deconstruct this, what in my opinion, I call it a monster of patriarchalism?
Okay. I guess, okay, so you wanna say something first before?
No, go on.
Okay, like you remember when I said in the beginning, I said, like, I'm leaning towards one particular, view because
even though you accepted that the relationship was the prize.
Yeah, but the main thing is that the relationship should be the prize. Yeah, should be the prize. And the reason why I say that is because we've actually outgrown from the olden norms of having to say, okay, you know what, the man goes to probably go and hunt some lion or something to come and present to the father of the girl, just to say, okay, you know what, I need your daughter's hand in marriage, or have to perform some flogging ritual or some random thing that they have to do before just a lot of random things that usually happen in the past. But and then when that happens, when the woman is being married into the house, the main thing the woman goes into the house to do is just procreate and take care of the home. She has nothing really else to do than to take care of the children, take care of the home, while the man goes out and hunts or works or whatever to provide for his family. So if you look at it from a perspective, at the end of the day, that was the norm then, and it was acceptable as a tradition, not only for Africa. Remember that this happened even in the Western world before we all had this civilization. A lot of things, what I mean happened in the Western world, a man would actually go to a family, they have this kind of, maybe all those royal kind of dances or ritual, whatever. He goes into the family, makes his intention known to a particular family, and he wants their daughters to be betrothed to their son, or however the case may be. So there are always different cultures to these things. Now, reality, or the world has transformed to the point where the man doesn't necessarily have to just be the one who goes out to provide, and the woman is now taking care of the house and the children and everything. Now both parties contribute in their own way to this relationship. Now, if the man sees himself as the prize, oh, you know what, the woman should come and be chasing me, or the woman sees herself as, oh, the man should come and be chasing me, then it becomes a situation of you are trying to prove you are much more valuable than the next person. And I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of relationships have the kind of problems that they have today, because you are wasting your time thinking about who should value who more, rather than actually putting so much of that effort into building the relationship together. I don't know if that makes sense.
Absolutely. But the thing is this, all these conversations came from this thing where women these days, in quotes again and unquote, go, I'm a queen. Well, and I've always said, if you're a queen, well, bring your kingdom. You know what I mean? But I'm going to go back to what you said. A few points. First of all, you mentioned procreation as the primary reason for men and women getting married.
Yes.
And I'm going to disagree with that because of again, a lot of the arguments and discussions will be based on changing societies, societies that we currently live in, whether in the West or in Nigeria, even or in Africa. Right now, procreation is not the primary purpose. The primary purpose of a long-term relationship or marriage is companionship. Someone's hand is up.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. So is someone's hand up?
Yeah, I can see Silver.
Okay. No, it's not me. Oh.
Okay. Cool. So, okay. Right. Right. Let me continue. So, but before procreation, your hand is up. Do you want to go on?
No. It's not up. It's not up.
Okay. Lower it then. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. Now, the first thing we talked about, it's again, I'm going to debunk that argument where you say that it's procreation. It is companionship. First of all, they leave each other out for love or political reasons. Again, we'll come to all those conversations of what reasons, because sometimes people have said that marriage or long-term relationships are actually not love decisions, they're actually political decisions. But these are things we'll come back to. So it's mainly coming together, whether for families or, but procreation becomes secondary, or having children becomes secondary. Again, changing world, especially with same-sex marriages now, you see that companionship is the key. Now, the next one was the wooing the woman. Now, in as much as it's been very much, what you say, a man's word, quote unquote, where the man goes out to hunt, and as well as hunting other things, is hunting the woman to his harem, even in the animal kingdom, right? But things are slightly changing now. And so, in as much as the man is wooing the woman, it is the woman who decides, who makes it. You know, I will say that we had this conversation. Women have access to or give access to sex, while men have the access to relationships or long-term marriages, right? And what I mean by that is simple: that when you first of all meet a woman, like you say, you woo her, she then decides whether or not to let the man in, right? Once that's established, the sex part is established, so that consummation is established, then somehow, if we like, biologically, society, the power kind of shifts in a way. So the man decides whether or not he wants to stay. But again, we know that divorce rates have changed and things have changed these days. So things are not the way they used to be. But with the wooing thing, we've also seen where the woman woos the man. So in that situation, would you say the man is the prize? But that's, by the way, we'll come to that. Now, you also talked about the final point, said the sole purpose of the woman was to care for the children and care for the home. But modern society is obviously saying different, because women now have to work. And it has to be a 50-50 thing. But the main thing why this thing came up is why the price, why the man, I think that it's going to be a balance. Now, you have to bear in mind that a man has to have value for a woman to accept to marry him or be with him. Does that make sense? Now, if a man is short, unfit, and broke, no woman is marrying him. Let's be honest. Like, do you understand? So women want, I say this right. So I talk about the 360s. So a woman wants 6 feet tall man, 6-figure salary, 6 inch in the pants.
Yeah.
So if these things hold on. If these things are not there, right? Will the woman say yes? Now, if she says yes, because she has the 6 feet tall man, 6-figure salary, 6 inch in the pants, it has the complete package. She says yes. So which means that he is bringing value, or she's accepting the value he's bringing in. Do you understand? So he's looking at, so basically she's seeing him as a success object. Okay, 6 inch in the pants, that's good, covers me. So basically, really it's about her. 6 foot tall, I like a man to protect and guide me, right? Provide for me 6 foot, and then satisfy me. You see where those things are? So really, it's about her, really, if we were to really look at it critically. And so, but he wants her, that he wants a woman who would bear children, right? If he wants, again, that's debatable. If he wants children, you see what I mean? But again, most men. Again, I must also make it clear as well that the conversations here, when we say men and women, is in general term. We know that there will be individual cases that are different. We understand that, but we're going to be generally speaking in general terms, right? So you see what I mean? So if this man has got 6 inches in the pound, 6-figure salary, 6 foot tall, why is he, what value does that woman bring to him? Because with all these things he's carrying, if, like I said, if he was short, broke, unfit, she would say no. Right? So exactly, you're struggling. So once he has this full 6 package, this
I have to consider. She won't say no. I don't think she'll say no. Everything depends on what she feels about the man or whoever.
Okay, listen.
At the end of the day, I agree with her to an extent. At the end of the day, it's how it suits her. Like call it how it suits her plan, her goal, her narrative. Exactly. So if the guy has, I guess
that's what I said. If he's short, broke, unfit, will she go for him?
Yeah, I think
okay. Essentially, if he has no value, will she go for him? That's the question. No, let's not lie to ourselves. No. Let's be honest.
Let's be realistic here. Well, in clear terms, it's very likely to won't go. But where Tamara is coming from is the fact that, like you said, I was talking about how things were supposed to be before how things are now, how things evolved to how
but it is what it is. Things are the way they are now. Yeah.
In the sense, when it was how things are supposed to be, a lot of people would have said no. Right now, you have a lot of women who are actually bringing a lot more to the table than taking.
The question we ask ourselves is,
in that situation, if he's short, broken, unfit, and the woman sees that, okay, you know what, she just needs a man that is going to be a man, and
what's a very good point? A man that's going to be a man. What's a man? When you say a man, what would be going to be a man be? What would be a definition of going to be a man? Do you understand? Do you understand?
A man in the sense like for lack of a better word, a figurehead.
Well, a figurehead is not a man. A figurehead is a figurehead. A man, whether or not this term.
A man, okay, if you want me to, a man is someone that has balls. Okay.
That has balls. Okay, it doesn't have 6 inch. It has balls. That's not enough. What's balls? If he is not providing because he's broke, and it doesn't have the 6 inch to satisfy. No, let's be honest, right? So, sorry about him. The point I'm making is this: men have to value, right? We want to say yes. Now, the thing is this: if she of course she sees that value and she says, or she agrees to go with him or be with him, right? And then he looks at her and goes, "I want someone who's fit and can have children." Right? You see, so if he fulfills all the 3 sixes, is he of value then? Is he the trophy? Is he the prize to this woman? No. That's my question. Sorry.
Background. Noise at the background.
Mute everybody. Then when you're ready to talk, you mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can mute everybody. Then who is talking will unmute.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, who's coming up next? Chizaba. All right, go on.
Okay, so I guess where you're coming from now. The person who you say quote unquote is unfit or not a man.
I'm just no. Okay, no, let's get it clear. I said no. Let's get it clear. I didn't say it's not a man. Tamara brought in the issue of not a man or a man. I said if a man was short, broke, and unfit, would a woman date him? Would he be of value? Do you understand? That's the simple question. Would he be of value? Would she? Let's be honest. Would women? I gave the 3 sixes, and so which means that the man who, like I say, who's 6 foot tall, 6-figure salary, 6 feet in the pants, is more desirable than a man who's short, fat, and broke. Right or wrong?
You're right.
Let's be honest, right or wrong?
Yes, very
Okay,
right.
good. Why is it more valuable?
Why is he more valuable?
Why is the man with the 6-figure salary, 6 foot or 6 inch in the pants, more valuable than a man who's short, unfit, and broke?
Well, at the end of the day, when it comes back to relationship, nobody wants to suffer. At the end, look at this is the thing. Nobody
Okay,
wants to suffer. Man
agreed.
or woman. Like, it's the same way. It's like me asking you now. When a guy says, "Oh, I want a woman who can cook, who can clean, who can bring give birth to children, and what and keep my home and look hot and have a flat tummy." Why then? Who then becomes desirable at the end of the day? So it's a two-way street. So
Tamara, you can talk. Tamara is going like this and itching to. Right. Okay. Now let me tell you those points you just raised, Chizoba, right? Blessing, do you want to say something? Right. Now, those points you just raised, wonderful points they are. But let me tell you, most men who have money do not care how much a woman earns. That's one. If he wants someone who can cook and clean, he can pay people for that. Do you understand? And especially, even with the children, especially with this era of baby mamas, that's another conversation. Do you see? But the point you made was nobody wants to suffer. And for the woman to say yes, the man has to bring value. That's why I asked a very simple question. I said, if he's 6 foot tall, 6-figure salary, 6 in the pants, why would you say more? Why would he have more women going for him or wanting him than the guy who's short, unfit, and broke? And you said no one wants to suffer, which means the men generally, again, quote unquote, are expected to bring value. Do you understand?
I understand.
Philip,
okay, can I say something? Okay, Philip wants to say something. If Philip wants to talk to me. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I love the trend of discussion, but I just want to twist it a bit. For us to think that the man is always at the upper cadre of there are guys also that look for things in ladies, and it's not every guy.
Absolutely. I'm just raising questions.
Yeah, it's not every guy that will say that I'm looking for a rich lady. No, some guys are actually looking for girls that are made, that can foot the bills, that can fund it, and can actually get whatever we're talking about from other ladies, you know. So it depends on where you sit at the side of the. I'm sorry. Well, and that's been my own experience, you know. Traditionally, we always believe that women are restricted to the kitchen, you know, household stuff, you know, and trying to like beautify themselves. But there are a lot of women, and that's why you see people crediting single mothers, single ladies, you know, who pay their bills, who even, I know of ladies who just say, man, I just want you to give me kids, get out of my house. We can't even stay under the same roof, irrespective of whatever you have, you know. So it's not, so in terms of that, perhaps the kid or the child in relationship is the price, not even either of the people.
But okay, right, that's fine. But the thing is this, even the child, you said the woman, like Chidoza said earlier, the woman will carry the child. Who put it there? Look, bear in mind, I'm not taking sides. I'm just asking the questions for you to look at both sides. So I'm on no side. I'm on no sides. I'm in the middle. I'm on no side. So the question is, if you say the woman will carry the child, but the thing is though, the woman can carry that child without someone putting it there, namely a man. So do you see? So who is more important, the egg or the chicken?
But you do know though that there are some, like call it double gender females, hermaphrodites.
But they won't get themselves. They can't get themselves pregnant though.
Well, in evolution has taught us that a lot of things can be possible. So at the end of the day, anything can happen. We have eggs, you know. In when children are being formed every child is being formed with two or with both let's say eggs and
X and Y chromosomes, yeah,
X and Y chromosomes, and however the case may be. And you know, the when it forms and decides, and the baby decides to be a girl or a boy, most women still have those two, if not all women, still have those two characteristics of the male and female gender. So
we don't dispute that.
So I'm saying that at the end of the day, if evolution were to take place, it was just all men that were left on Earth, and then evolution. I don't know how they're going to get eggs when the woman has.
Let's flip it around. Let's flip it the other way. What if it's all women? Let's say evolution, somehow all the men in the world die out, all women. Would there be procreation?
Evolution will make it possible because we got both eggs.
No. No, we can't. No. This is very much.
Just a moment. Let me chip in something.
Yeah.
Just a moment, just a minute. I noticed that there are several persons that have joined the conversation. It is love and relationship. Who is the prize? And then may I crave the indulgence of Chizoba and say so that we'll let our other content, because it's more or less a debate so that the discussion could go around. So just permit me to assume a temporal host so that it will go around. So
Absolutely.
let us so this love and relationship. So let us
go on. So someone's hand is up. Blessing, go on. We're listening.
All right.
I think in terms of this man-woman ideal relationship, giving birth and all that, I feel the both genders actually need each other for procreation. No, not about this science stuff like a woman can carry her own child, give birth on her own. Those are not really like they can put a machine child like right using her head and all that. You get, they can do that, but the one we all know is a man and a woman coming together. The thing is, we all need each other, just like a businessman needs customers to come and patronize him for him to progress. You get? So I'm not saying a woman can stand on her own, a man can stand on his own. What I'm saying here is that in essence, a man needs a woman needs a man.
But okay, so what you're saying is both of them are the prize. That's what you're saying. Both of them are the prize. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's go on. That's fair enough. Anyone else?
So it all boils down to what we said initially, that rather than focus on who is the prize, we should focus on the relationship being the prize itself. Like, why not spend all that energy wondering who is better than who and focus that energy on making the relationship better than everyone else's or everything else, like better than the relationship you experience or better than your parents' relationship, that kind of thing. So we tend to do all that. I'm the woman, I bring this and this to the table, or I'm the man, I bring that and that to the table.
Okay.
Waste now, time. So
let's go from there. Now, what do you think?
I'm taking a walk, but I'll be home soon. I want to add a dimension to this whole discussion about the man and the woman who is more important. But just give me another 3 minutes. I'll be home.
Okay.
So
now,
say something.
Right. Now that you see, because that was going to take us to what makes a successful relationship. Because now this issue of price or value who brings more value is they both bring value. But the thing is, of course, they both have the different roles. Now, what makes a relationship successful? So if that's where the issue of because we have to go through this issue of price before we then go into what makes a long-lasting relationship. Do you understand? So if we look at both, if we say, okay, this person does this and keeps it home, this one goes out and provides, which is the traditional or what before evolution and the current society. What would then ensure the longevity of that relationship? And that's why I said who is the price in LTRs or marriages? What I mean again by LTR is long-term relationships or marriages. What keeps them going? Tamara's hand is up.
Okay.
Go on, Tamara.
Go on. You need to unmute yourself, Tamara.
You need to unmute yourself. Go on.
Okay. First of all, I feel, or rather, I know mutual respect. You have to respect each other. Then that relationship, both of you have to know what you want in that relationship, what you're looking for. And the both of you should not be entitled. You don't say you're supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that and stuff like that.
We're coming to that one, entitlement. That's another conversation. Nigerian girls, we're coming. Right.
Yeah, because if you respect your other half or the other person, there are certain things you will not want to do. There are certain things because it's like you hurting yourself. If I know I don't like this thing, I don't like the way you talk to me, maybe you're so rude. Whenever you talk to me, you're being rude, and I know I don't like it. I shouldn't be doing that same thing to you. So if I'm not giving you that, you should not give that back to me.
So it's about respect.
Respect
Okay.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay. But we've still not answered the question. We're still talking of, first of all, before we go to the long term, in all this, what I've gathered so far is the fact that the value of the price is both sides.
I agree, yeah.
Both sides actually contribute in different ways because, again, like we said, men and women look for different things in a relationship. Am I correct?
Yeah, sorry. Can I come in? Sorry.
Go on.
Okay.
The only reason that you are tilting towards that midpoint is the fact that you are disagreeing with Chizoba that the idea of indispensability of either sex, that you must have a partner to procreate. And she's telling you that with today's science, it's possible to have an all-female world, an all-male world, and you still have kids, you know? I mean, it's saying, yeah, well, if you look at robots, for instance, and the kind of experimentation that is going on, the two guys, Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson, just went into. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we're not yet there. We're not yet there, but we're aspiring towards, getting to like a genderless situation. If
what you call gender neutral, but again, this gender neutral thing is another.
No, I never say genderless. As in you're not going
to
have a gender. Yeah, let me explain what I mean. I'm saying now you have a lot of people identifying as not male, not female. They don't even know whether they're just one person. So you have to use the pronouns they for them.
I get that,
and that's legit. Yeah. So in that kind of a situation where you can easily change your sex, where you can decide to be a man, a woman, you can decide not to even be a human being, you can say I'm a tree, when you get to that level, then the gender gap, the gender dynamics may actually eventually be breached.
No, it's not. No. It won't be erased. No.
Aspect of surgery.
To not the gender. The gender roles or the gender identity, I would say, would not be erased. They will be fused. In fact, which will be more confusing. Now let me explain. So, do you need a sperm to fertilize an egg to procreate? What are the key? Okay, what are the key ingredients that need to come together for procreation?
The state. Okay, let me.
No. Just answer the question.
No, I can't. It's not that direct. It's not that direct.
It is a very direct question.
Surrogate moms. No, today you have surrogate moms. Today you have adopted kids. I know what you're.
Fine. Those surrogate moms, they carry an egg and a sperm coming together.
But I'm saying in the past it wasn't like that. That was not how it started. If you're talking like centuries back, many centuries ago, it wasn't possible. It wasn't even something that could be conceived. If you can't have kids, you can't have kids. You understand? But eventually, people have. There are people that have had surgeries, removed from the womb, returned the kids to the womb, stuff like that. No, I get what you're saying. I'm saying that we're not at the point here. This is what I'm saying. I'm not saying what is or what's obtainable.
I don't think we'll ever get there, but SPMS Oba is here. He's back.
Okay.
Are you okay to talk now? Yeah, go on.
I just want us to look at it from maybe another dimension or another area. I remember when I was working, somebody said something about pregnancy, and you said, who is the one that puts the pregnancy there, right?
Two things have to come together. That was my point. Two things have to come together. The pregnancy that not just happen. The pregnancy that doesn't come from eating suya.
True. That's true. It's exactly actually put it there, right? But if we look at it, especially from an African perspective, I'll say we put too much on the women. If we look at, say, birth control, for example, birth pills, is always the woman that will take the birth pills. It's always the woman that will think about birth control. But within 9 months, right? 9 months is about 217 days, right? Within 9 months, a man can impregnate more than 200 women, right? The company will come out and say, well, the man is the problem of population growth in the world. The man is the problem within society. How do we stop this man impregnating? Something like that. It's always the women. The pharmaceutical company will make stuff for women not to get pregnant. they'll make stuff for women to be able to control their pregnancy.
Right. Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Have you heard of condoms?
I have.
Okay, who is it for? Who is it for?
Men.
Okay.
It's for men.
That's not right. That's not right. That is not right. That is not right.
Let me finish.
That's not right. It's for both sexes. It's for
Let
both
me
sexes.
finish. No. He was talking about putting that with the world puts, which may be partly true, that the world or society puts a lot of pressure on women. Then he mentioned contraception, and he said women have all these pills and all this. And I said that's why I said, well, condoms. It's not for men to write happy birthday on and blow balloons with.
But it also applies to women. That's what I'm saying.
There's women.
Women still become part of that burden. Women still become part of that body. That body.
Well. It is true, but I think that is largely because women are the carriers of life.
Okay, but if you have 23 children in a family,
okay, pause. Let me finish.
Yes, you put something in there, but who carries it at the end? Who is incubator at the end of it?
Biology, that's life. But SPMS, I think is really this 23 kids is very personal to him. He's touching me.
I just want to bring
this one is really is close to him. Right,
I'm sorry.
I completely understand. I'm just trying to, you said, well, the 23 kids, who is the cause? Well, it's both ways. If you have 23 children, this one really sounds like a family problem. But let me look. The thing is this, right? If you have to, I know, but okay, but let me explain. So you said that 23 children, it has to be the man who's the fault, right? Mm-hmm. But I think both have a role to play. If you say, are you saying 23 children from one woman or various women?
From various women or whatever. Okay.
But the thing is,
in Africa is a problem because of income and economic situation.
Of course.
Who is the cause of increasing the family within society?
I think it's both. You can't blame one side because one person is taking it and the other person is opening their legs.
Wait. I don't think he's blaming anyone. I think what he's trying to say is, since they made pills, pregnancy control pills for women, why didn't they make for men? Because they are the givers of life.
That's why I said condom. What do you think condoms is for?
No, but they are contraceptives for men.
A woman owns a contraceptive that a man who
Do you also know there is also, like, where women's equivalent, I think is hysterectomy. There's also for men, I've forgotten what it's called now, where they tie the tubes.
You can implant as well. I think they implant these days.
You see, I've forgotten the name. Who remembers the name for it? I need the name.
I was coming to that. Because I was trying to say yes when he was talking about all the contraceptives, everything that has to do with women. So when something like this happened, like for example, like a man and woman meet, and for some reason, whether they use protection or they don't use protection, and the girl falls pregnant, then somebody now says something like, "But you should have taken care of yourself. We did this together." So I don't know why you think it's the woman.
You're blaming me. I agreed. But like I said, no, but SPLS is saying solely, it's almost, I feel like it's almost blaming the men. And I'm saying, well, the responsibility lies on both.
He's saying that the men also should be able to share some responsibility to these things as well.
Well, a man who doesn't share is irresponsible.
That's what he's saying.
Okay, I'll give an example, right? I had a friend some years ago. He's from Jamaica. And he had 10 kids by 9 different women. So when I asked him, why, he said to me, they said to me, "Man, I love you, breed me." That's get me pregnant, right? So now in that situation, who do you blame? Do you blame him who they're asking to breed them? Do you see what I mean? It's two-way. It's a two-way street.
So what I'm trying to say is that I just want us to look at it from a different side. Like I'm using Africa as an analysis where the burden is mostly placed on the women and not the men.
But no, things are changing. I would disagree that things are changing.
Yeah, but you hardly see an African man that will go and make himself not to be fertile because he doesn't want to impregnate women. But in Africa, it's common to tell women to hide their womb. It's common to tell women to go abroad. It's common to tell women to do certain things. But I know in this part of the world it's different. But like, I just want us to look at it from that side. You understand that?
Yeah.
I agree, but this is the reason why we're having these conversations, is for all these things to come up, and then we look at from our own ends how we can kind of handle or how we can kind of resolve these issues or open our minds to deal with these things better.
Yeah. So you were asking. Sorry, you were asking who was to blame for your Jamaican friend. I'm saying it's not a goat. You understand? You know,
it's just an example. Listen, it's an example. Don't.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Don't personalize it. I was just telling you a story. If you look at those, let me just finish. If you followed our, if you subscribed, if you look at our YouTube page, we said we'll talk about shared experiences as well. It's in relation to conversations, right? And that's why I gave the example. And I said, well, in this situation, he's saying, look, I'm innocent. These guys come to me and said, me love you, breed me. And he can't say no. So
why can't he say no? That's what I'm not getting. Why can't he say no? Why must he be breeding? Why must it be a weapon of mass production?
Okay, well, maybe
what kind of a weapon is that?
Can I defend it? Let me not defend it, but can I give you another side? Maybe he thinks, you know, she loves me and she wants this. Let me try and do what she wants. Because if he doesn't, she won't be happy.
But he has a mind of his own, though. So if he doesn't want to be happy,
maybe he's a generous guy.
Generous about what? Generous with what? You know, no, but I think I want to chip in something here to say that we need to take this a bit seriously. You know, I mean, I'm still on the Jamaican context, you know, saying that breed me. You know, and we're talking about life. We're talking about human lives here. You know, extending it beyond relationship, because from my own position, I'm saying that the child in the relationship could actually be the prize, you know, because I may just go into relationship because I want to have kids, not even for companionship, you know. So who takes responsibility for the kid? If you're just breeding, somebody says breeding, and you just go breeding everybody.
I know, but
that's what I'm saying.
No. Yeah, before the child comes in, there has to be a meeting of a male and a female, of a man and a woman. That's what the first question was. That's what we're saying. Who was the prize between the two? Who wins who in the first place? Before we talk of the children.
No, but I'm saying
the reason.
I'm saying that even in the coming together, for instance, getting into a relationship in the first instance, some people go into relationship because they want to have kids, not for marriage, not even for long-lasting stuff.
Myself and Chizav had this conversation as well with children. Why do people have children? That's another conversation it's a topic for a different day. Now, the thing is, if you are going solely to have children, why do you want to have children? And I've asked someone the same question. They said to me, well, someone to look after me when I'm old. Who would look after me when I'm old? Well, so which is, you see what I mean? Which again, that's comment in itself, I think is very selfish, it's self-centered. So you're not having a child because you either have a child because you think society expects you to have a child, or because you think someone should look after me in my old age. If you look at it either way, I think it's selfish. But that's again a conversation for a different day. Right. I think we've had a good conversation today. Right. Is there any other points you want to raise? Any other person who wants to say something on this topic?
Yeah, just a moment. Because one of the essences for us to discuss and see where we have similarities and dissimilarities, where our points come together, and also where it is dissimilar. So from our discussion now, there are some persons when they are coming into a relationship or a marriage, they feel they have some form of prize they want to get. Whereas for some people, they do not have any prize. And for me, the way I see it, in terms of a man or a woman that's in an heterosexual relationship, I think ideally relationship or love should be the prize, but it is not always the case. And I also agree with my classmate Silva that in the African setting, it seems that most of the responsibilities is also like placed on the women. It is the woman. If a guy, for example, has a child, nobody is going to say baby mom, no, daddy, papa, right? But in the case of a woman, they will say baby mama, and the whole essence of baby mama comes with various forms of stereotypes, stigmatization. But if a child, for example, I have a child now, and they call me baby daddy now, I will still get married. Many times, especially if my pocket is filled up. But sometimes my pocket is less, then that becomes a little bit of a problem. So it also seems that in a capitalist society, there are prizes to be won. It also depends on the point of view we are seeing the prize making. But I think I agree with Steve and also Dr. Philip that in the African setting, as against Andrew, your position, in the African setting, I think the prize mainly is the women that bear most of the brunt of the everyday harsh reality. But in Europe, of course, in America and other parts of the world is totally different. Like in Europe now, if you want to, I had experience, a friend was telling me, if you meet a girl, if you know you're not yet ready for marriage, it is the girl that will ask you, the girl will first of all give you a condom. There is no negotiation. She'll give you a condom and she'll make sure that there is no hole in the condom, right? And then she herself is also like taking care of themselves. But in the African setting, if we are very, very sincere, the guy will say, no, I don't want to use condom, that is very un-African, that is very not masculine, that it doesn't enjoy sex. So we have to be very, very real. Yeah, that is just one.
He says he doesn't enjoy sex without condom. That's one conversation. If he says un-African, that's another one. Those are two. but now,
but it's true, to be honest, because a lot of the times what happens in Africa is that when a woman has to make a stand about something, everybody has a reason why it's so un-African or is so unorthodox or is so, there's a reason why you shouldn't have that kind of opinion. But then it's common sense. Why do you have to just make me feel bad because I'm telling you what I feel is common
you know what? Now you said this thing. I have a friend who, growing up, she said she didn't want to get married and it was a big thing. Why would you want? It's not normal. It's not African not to get married. You see,
so when the guy now says, "Oh no, I don't want to have it," and then you can't say you now say, "Oh, you can't do anything without a condom," and then everybody looks at you and goes, "Oh, you're feeling too big." As a woman, you're supposed to have calmed down. As a woman, you're supposed to, you see where we come back with all this African.
I know, but I don't know if it's just African. I think it's the fact that we live in a very patriarchal society. Not necessarily just Africa. It's not the fact that it's a man's word. I think in a lot of patriarchal societies you find that. But again, what you see in those societies, you find that you have less educated people, and that's a problem we have mostly in Africa, where you have a continent with a very high level of uneducation. And that's why you still have all these parties repeating themselves and these debates going on. And like, okay, take for example, Nigeria. Is it not funny that in Nigeria, you get 14 years in prison to be gay, but it's okay to marry a 13-year-old?
Yeah, a lot of
do you see the comedy? Do you see the comedy? It's comic. Almost.
I think Lloyd's hands are up. You want to say something?
Lloyd, yeah, go on.
Lloyd is my colleague.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Lloyd.
Thank you so much. Nice to be amongst you. I love the conversation, and I've been enjoying it. I'm half mouthful, so I'm sorry. But one thing, the discussion has, the point or the notion that African men, don't want to have protective, you know what I mean, children around me, so I don't want to. I think, yeah, exactly. I think that's a view, something that maybe was there before we left Africa. I think the reverse is now the case. People are very conscious of the dangers that abound, and now it's completely the other way around. A European lady doesn't care about what you're talking about in terms of protecting yourself or something like that. They go straight to the point. But an African, owing to the dangers that exist, that they have seen over time, You know, everybody is very, very conscious now in terms of protecting themselves. So back to the discussion regarding a price of a relationship. I don't think I think the concept of price is the wrong term to use, because in a good, the emphasis is on good. In a good relationship, the price is the relationship. The price is the happiness that comes out of the relationship. You know, and for a relationship to work out, both parties have to play their part. And playing their part means, you know, being a little bit sensitive to the other's emotions, feeling, and every other thing. You know, knowing when to clean the toilet, knowing when not to wait for the wife to clean the toilet, knowing when to clean the kitchen and not wait for the wife to do that. You know, those are very, very important things that maybe we are still going to learn in the African setting, you know, because of the cultural background. But I think it's you know, when education comes in, as we grow in education, things change. People see things differently. People understand that when people understand that the woman is not there just for procreation or taking care of the house, when people understand that by sidelining women, we are actually limiting the success we could achieve as a nation, as a people, as a, you know, bunch of people, as a race. When people understand that things change, you know, then you tap into the potentials that people have, whether they are male, female, gay, or lesbian, you know, and then I think we are understanding that. I think things are changing. And then I believe in the next couple of years, Africa will be a different place.
Right. Can I just quickly, can we be very careful? In as much as another way, generally, not all of us are Africans here. There are people who are not. But can we just be mindful, in as much as we're majorly Africans, not to restrict the conversation to just African settings? I know that we're talking from our backgrounds and things like that, and obviously that's our reference point. But I think I think it would be better if we we're more, because most of us, I think if not all of us, I think are very traveled. We've been to other parts of the world, and so let's just be mindful of that and not to. But I think it's been great. Look, please, I would want us to follow us on Instagram, Real Views 2021. That's our Instagram page, Real Views 2021. The same for Twitter. Follow us on Twitter, Real Views 2021. And we have a YouTube channel. Please subscribe and follow us. Now, we'll meet again next week, next Sunday, the same time. And our topic will be, does body count count? Can I say that again? We'll meet again next week, next Sunday. Choose about, please, again, join us. Blessing, please join us. Tamara, please join us.